Hi, I'm Grace, and I'm back with the second of our Women's History Month recommendation videos. This video, we're going to be focusing on sci-fi and fantasy. So first, we have Wings of Ebony by J.L. This is actually her first book, her debut novel, and it's so good. Also, Jay is really, really nice. I got a chance to chat with her recently. I loved her. So, in Wings of Ebony, we meet Rue, who is just a regular girl from Houston. And then her mother is killed, and she finds out that her father is a god, making her half god, yes. And her father forces her to leave her little sister and go to his land to learn about all of the godly powers and such. But when she runs away and goes back to Houston, she discovers that she really has to embrace her powers and use them to save the people and the city that she loves, even if it means standing against gods. This is really, really well-written fantasy, y'all. I mean, obviously it takes place in the real world mostly, but it is definitely high fantasy otherwise. And if you love fantasy, you're gonna love this one. I can't wait to see what Jay does next. Next, we have Pet by Akwa Mezzi. I don't know if I pronounced that right. They are from Nigeria originally, but live in New York now. This book is a Walter honoree, a Stonewall winner, and a National Book Award finalist. It's short, but it is very, very mighty. There are also an insane amount of 5-star reviews out there for this book, so if you want to read one that's better than mine, you can find it in about 2 seconds. Everybody loves this book. I don't know anyone who didn't. So good. So this takes place in the future, possibly, maybe, somewhere. And there are no monsters anymore. That's what they tell the children. But they're wrong. On the other hand, who are the monsters, really? I really can't say much more than that because it's a hard book to describe and not spoil. That's why I say other people are better at it than I am with this one. But because of Akwa different areas of life, they really bring a lot to their writing. And I highly recommend this, their first YA novel for adults, but I also recommend their adult novels for teens because they're just really phenomenal at crafting and creating such brilliant worlds and stories. So here we go. Pet. Definitely recommend. All right. Next, we have The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. We were not able to get book 1, Cinder, and I completely forgot to put it on the iPad, but you will recognize it if you see it because the cover has a cyborg's foot in a red shoe, and the other books are Scarlet, Cress, and Winter. Those are the 4 main books in the series are Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter. But there are other books in the series, companion books, and I definitely recommend all of them. Seriously. So it's sci-fi, takes place far into humanity's future, but it's also fairy tales that you know very well. Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, and Snow White, and the overarching villain of the story is Snow White's stepmother. It also has some fantasy in it, but it's like fantasy based on sci-fi, which I personally find really excellent. Marissa has crafted such an amazing world. Her world building is top notch, and I definitely recommend you get all 4 books at once if at all possible because you are just going to want to continue reading them. I also really enjoyed that each girl's boy was just as much of a well-rounded character as the girls. This is an amazing series for everyone, and I think everyone will really enjoy them. Last but not least for this video, I'm just recommending Anna Marie McLemore's stuff in general. So they are such an amazing author. And they've already written a lot with more coming. It's phenomenal. I don't know how they do it. And they're mostly fantasy with some magical realism. But they're just really, really interestingly done, because a lot of times they're based on fairy tales that you know well, but then everything takes a sharp left turn. And the awesome thing too about Anna Marie is that they're always honoring their Latinx heritage, and their books tend to be fabulously queer as well. Their books that we were able to get our hands on are The Weight of Feathers, Dark and Deepest Red, Blanca y Roja, and their latest, Miss Meteor, which is co-written with Taylor K. Mejia and takes place around a very fabulous beauty pageant. As I said, I just recommend all of Anna Marie's books. Go crazy, have fun, happy reading.